Welcome here to Shy Sports Live. We have Blackhawks hockey on the air between the Minnesota Wild and the Chicago Blackhawks. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We are set and ready to play some hockey here in about 10 minutes' time. The Blackhawks coming into this game, losing their last game against Florida 5-1. Minnesota also played Florida, but on Saturday, so they've had an extra day off. They lost in overtime to Florida 4-3. For the Minnesota Wild, they are currently 14-6-7 with one overtime loss at home. Sorry, they're 14-6-7 at home, and with a one-game win streak at home. So they did beat Florida. That's my fault. For the Chicago Blackhawks on the road, they're 10-10-3, but they have won their last 4 games on the road, which is key for the Blackhawks, who are 7-5-1 in this month, tying their best month of the season, November, in which they have 15 points this month. They have 15 points in that month as well. They have 50 points on the season. The Minnesota Wild had their best months in November and December, which got them out to this amazing start in the trade for Quinn Hughes, obviously helped. They are currently 5-4-3 in the month of January with 13 points in the month. So both teams pretty even in their statistics this month. But we are excited and set for Blackhawks hockey. The injury reports for the Minnesota Wild, Zach Bogosian had a lower body injury, missed 10 games, and Jonas Brodin also had a lower body injury. He missed 6 games. Wild total man games missed this season, 164. That's a lot. No notable acquisitions besides playing Jonas Brodin on injured reserved a week and a half ago. But we are ready for some Blackhawks hockey. We will take a short break and return in a couple minutes as the Minnesota Wild and the Chicago Blackhawks get set to face off here in Minnesota. You're listening to Blackhawks hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back to Shy Sports Live as we get set for this Blackhawks wild game. Drop the puck here in a couple minutes. Take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. First for the home team, the Minnesota Wild, and the forward pairs or trios: Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Zuccarello, Matt Boldy, Joel Eriksson, Marcus Johansson, former Blue and Blackhawks terror. Rain terror on the Hawks during his time: Vladimir Tarasenko, Ryan Hartman, Yakov Trenin, Marcus Foligno, Nick's brother, and Vinny Hinostroza. The defensive pairs: Jared Spurgeon, Quinn Hughes, Jake Middleton, Damon Hunt, and David Yurchek and Brock Faber. The goaltenders: Philip Gustafson and Jesper Wallstedt. For the Blackhawks, their starting lineups today: the forwards, Oliver Moore. Sorry, that's not the right lineup. Apologies about that. For the Blackhawks, Frank Nazar, Connor Bedard, and Teuvo Teravainen in the first line. The second line, Ryan Green, Oliver Moore, Andre Burakovsky. The third line, Tyler Bertuzzi, Jason Dickinson, and Ilya Mikheyev. In the fourth line, Ryan Donato, Nick Foligno, and Landon Slaggert. The defensive pairs, Vlasic and Crevier, White, Kaiser, Artyom Levshunov, and Matt Grzelcyk and Connor Murphy. The goaltenders, Knight and Arvid Soderblom to get us going. With that being said, we're almost set for a Blackhawks hockey to drop the puck here in just a couple minutes. We will be back in just about a minute as we get set for puck drop here in Minnesota at the Grand Casino Arena. You're listening to Blackhawks hockey on Tri Sports Live.
Contribution
All right, you always love to see that. Breast cancer awareness. Obviously, the Felinos, their mother, was someone who had to deal with that. And unfortunately, now win the battle. But Spencer Knight will be the starting goaltender tonight for the Hawks. 35 games for the Wild. Jesper Wallstedt, 21 games, a 12-5-4 record, 2.70 goals against percentage. We're almost ready. Jeff Blashill, first season as Blackhawks head coach, not had the best coaching career overall in the NHL. John Hines in his third season with the Wild, and we are underway to get started here between these two teams in Minnesota. Here are the Wild in their own zone. Connor Murphy gets the puck there. Spurgeon has the puck now. And nice play there from Teravainen. Passes it out to the point. Puck gets sent around the edge. And the puck is into the right corner. Bertuzzi, Murphy shoots. Oh, I think that was a save, early save for Wallstedt. Here come the Wild now. Johansson drops the puck back. Puck back to the point. Shot. Allen went wide of Spencer Knight. Here's Eriksson Ek. Puck goes off of a Hawks skate. Wild still with possession in their own, or in the Hawks zone. There's a turnover, and here come the Hawks. Pass will be sent into the Wild zone. Faber loses possession of the puck. An early turnover. A shot by Bernard. 2 shots saved by Wallstedt. Couple early shots. Another one is loose, and the puck goes into the net. Hawks score. 1-0 start for the Blackhawks. They're on top, 1-0. In the first minute and 20 seconds. And the Hawks get a couple shots, and Teuvo Teravainen lights the scoreboard. Bedard shot it. Also got the initial save, got a second shot on him. And then the puck went back a bit. One-timer missed, but the puck never got free. Or Wilson never covered it up as it got behind him. And the Hawks and Teuvo Teravainen score. Bedard also was in on the deflection. They're just going to be holding it here just in case. A good start for the Hawks. Face-off at center ice is won by the Hawks as they'll continue going. An early goal for the Hawks as Teuvo Teravainen got a shot. Oh, Bedard out in front. Shot blocked by a Wild player. Hawks really starting with intensity, and the Wild really struggling to retain possession of the puck. Maybe it's the long stretch of off days that might be getting him. Here's Nazar. Nazar sends it back to the point, and there is no Hawk player in the zone. Rakowski will send it ahead. Nazar will give it to Lev Shunov, who dumps it around, goes off of Wallstedt, initially lost it. Wild with possession, they'll send around the corner, no one there. Lev Shunov with the puck, gives it down low. Here's Oliver Moore, loses his footing. Puck gets sent back around the boards. Shunov is able to stop it, but it goes out of the zone now. And the Hawks will retouch. Teravainen gets his 10th goal this season. Bedard and Crevier both with an assist. Bedard with the primary assist. And here's a turnover for the Hawks in their own zone. Wild trying to get possession as Marcus Foligno was there with the help, but the Hawks get it back out and they'll dump it into the Wild zone. Wallstedt slows it down. More, and a puck gets centered. There's a Wild player there. You're awful send. Here's Marcus Foligno, takes a shot on net. Now it's an easy save for Spencer Knight. Foligno has it on the corner still, battling. Nice deflection there from Donato, and here come the Hawks. Donato has Nick Foligno to his right. He'll dump it down. Wallstedt unable to get a lot of it, but the Wild still able to retain possession of the puck. 16:45 to play here in the first period. Hawks dump it in to the Wild zone. The Wild retain possession of the puck there first. Here's a long pass and a nice little backhander into the Hawk zone. By the Wild, Shunov battling there. Oh, almost a wraparound chance there as here come the Hawks. They'll lose possession of the puck, but it gets out of the zone in the neutral zone now. Dumps it back in. 7 shot attempts for the Blackhawks, only 2 for the Wild. One of those were on goal. Here's a long stretch pass. Bertuzzi into the Wild zone. Getting hassled there from Hughes. Here's one-time opportunity. Puck almost got all the way through, and Wallstedt's going to cover with 16:04 to play in the first period. The Hawks doing a really good job right now at getting not only shots on net, but playing with a lot of intensity. And Bedard almost got a goal, but luckily for Teravainen, he was right there, and he just tapped it in for the easy point. Hawks win the face-off, but they lose possession of it quickly. Wild will dump it into the Hawks zone. Knight will stop it from going all the way around. He's kind of in no man's land. He'll flip it up along the boards. And Nazar will grab it there. Passes it over to Murphy. Murphy leading the charge. Gives it back to Bedard. Bedard, wrist shot, saved by Wallstedt. Good save there. And the puck goes out of play with 15:40 to play. What to look for tonight, Hawks have to defend the seam passes against the Wild, and they have to have a head on a swivel versus Quinn Hughes. Now, those seam passes, kind of like in football, passes down the seam, those could be open for big plays, and you don't want to give up a breakaway against this Wild team. And keep an eye on for one of the better offensive defensemen in the league, Quinn Hughes. He can pinch, he could dive down low. You got to make sure you have a head on a swivel for him whenever he's on the ice. Hawks battle the face-off. They come up with the puck. Crevier tries to send the puck down low. Oh, it hits the Wild in the head on a backhanded dump in. And there's going to be a whistle, I believe, for a hand pass. So 15:27 to play. Quinn Hughes is on the ice, averaging 27 minutes and 46 seconds on the ice. That's a full minute ahead of Zach Werenski, who's in second place. He's over 2 minutes ahead of Miro Heiskanen of the Dallas Stars in third place. So Quinn Hughes playing almost a period and a half alone on ice. As here the Wild, there's a one-timer that goes wide. 15:10 to play in the first period. Board, I don't know how to play. It looks like I think the puck got deflected on a dump up and into the netting. As there's 15:06 to play now in the first period. A lot of early stoppages, a lot of face-offs. Hawks on top 1-0 over the Wild. Early goal from Teuvo Teravainen, his 10th of the season. As Hawks win the face-off, they'll get out of the zone. They'll pass it back in, but there's a bad dump in. Here's Kaprizov. Sends it. And the good defense there from Alexander Vlasic. And the Hawks dump in. They're not going to roll icing. Hawks. Foligno fell down. I guess not Foligno. Oliver Moore fell down. Looked like it. Chance there for the Hawks player to get a quick breakaway. Again, Knight stopping these these dump passes. Here's Ryan Green, sends a drop pass to Moore. Moore trying to drive on the defenseman. Board battle now. A lot of board out battles early. Wild get possession of the puck, trying to get it out of the zone. They do not. Burakovsky sends it around the boards, but the Wild will get a possession of it there. They'll get it up to center ice, and again, a Hawk player is right there. But entry pass into the zone is off, and here come the Wild. You're off. There's Marcus Foligno with them, sends it around the boards. Board pass, and again a dump pass in. 13:40 to play in the period. Hawks on the board now with Nick and Marcus Foligno against each other, both wearing number 17. A Wild player falls down. Still battling in. Leshanov wins that battle. There's a collision and a turnover here. Knight, Wild player goes down. No penalty called. Wild definitely wanted a penalty. They're not going to get it there. Dump in Wallstedt being harassed. Gets the puck sent around. Here come the Wild. And here come the Hawks. Stretch pass Donato. Almost got it. Crevier will send this puck around the boards. Here's Donato. Donato battling and won't win that battle. Here come the Wild. Quinn Hughes' pass gets deflected. Donato goes off the ice. Hawks trying really here. Crevier will dump it in. He'll go off for a change. Bedard in behind the net, gets knocked down, loses possession of the puck. Here come the Wild now. Good little deflection there by the Hawks to force another defensive stand there. Stretch pass. Connected initially, but he took it back into their own zone here. But the Wild dump it in. Oh, both the Hawk and a Wild player missed the puck on the boards. Bedard comes up with it. Almost goes offside with it. Bedard's still trying to work with it. Sends a backhander dump toward the corner. Bertuzzi gets the puck. Bertuzzi to Murphy, back to Bertuzzi. Tries a wrist shot blocked out in front by a Wild defender. Dickinson takes a shot. Went off of a Wild player in front of the net. That was Brock Faber. He's a little shaken up. I think he got him in the midsection. Murphy sends a shot on that one wide. No deflection. Here come the Wild back after initial run there. There's a chance here. 2-on-1 for the Wild. And a nice defensive stand there. There's a one-timer. Oh, that one goes wide. Still only one shot on goal for the Wild. But they're trying to control the puck here in the zone. And the Hawks almost turned it over in the slot. Get the puck back, though, and they'll send it down into the Wild zone. 10 shot attempts for the Hawks. 4 for the Wild, but 3 of the 4 Wild shots have been high quality. Vlasic sends a pass ahead Nazar with Bedard. Bedard with the puck. Board battle, and he's getting harassed, but he's able to get the puck deep in the zone. Here's Crevier. Takes a wrist shot, saved by Wallstedt. 6 shot on goal for the Hawks now. Here's Zuccarello. Zuccarello might have hooked him. Puck is in front of the net. Knight saved it. I'm not sure if he got a piece of it. They're rolling in a shot on goal. That was almost a free walk-in shot there for Zuccarello. Hughes send it into the slot. Zuccarello. One-timer. Oh, I think they hit it off the crossbar or the side of the post. And Knight did not react to that at all. Must have been a good screen. Here's Bedard. 1-on-2. He's just going to dump it in. As there's 9:55 to play here in the first period. Hawks on top 1-0, but the Wild starting to gain some momentum. They hit the post on the shot. 9:45 to play. Wild trying to battle. Juracek sends a strong cross-ice pass. Marcus Foligno misses him. It'll go on goal, and Knight want to shovel it. The Kaiser. Kaiser, dangerous move right there to go in front of the net. Very dangerous. Luckily, it didn't hurt him. Wild with the puck, though. Marcus Foligno dumps it in. Hawks player there. Kaiser will just grab it and flip it to his wingman. Here's Green. Oh, more falls. He must have toe-picked himself. Here come the Wild. Marcus Foligno with Kaiser battling in the corner. Hawks get possession of the puck. They'll send it back up ice. Burakovsky. Grzelcyk had no one to his right. Wild will send a dump in. 8:44 to play in the first period. Next whistle is going to be a meter timeout. It's a long shot. Murphy, it was very weak. Murphy just blocked it. Second shot deflected by a Hawk does not get the night. There's a turnover. A lot of tired Hawks on the ice right now. Looks like there's a wrist shot that went high. I think it was blocked by a Hawk in front. And here come the Hawks, a 2-on-1 Oliver Moore with Burakovsky. Moore will shoot it on Wallstead, who makes the easy save. And there's a lot of tired Hawks players on the ice, so that was just let me just get this a shot up high, either hope for a glove or for a save to the boards. Shouldn't have dumped this all the way down. Wallstead will play behind the net. 7:53 to play here in the period. Very little whistles so far. Long seam pass here. Wild had possession of the puck. Going to the front of net. Shot saved by Knight. I believe he got it with his blocker. His fourth shot on goal now for the Wild. Pass back to the points. Here's Hughes. Hughes sends it down low. And he loses possession of the puck. Here come the Wild. Mikheyev. He's 1-on-3. He has no one there. Gets a Hawk with him now, but he loses possession of the puck. Hughes grabs the puck. 10 shot attempts now for the Wild after they started off slow. Here, Wild are in the Hawk zone. Long shot into the corner, looking for some sort of deflection. Nothing there. Hawks get possession of the puck as we're under 7 minutes to play now in the period. Bertuzzi takes a long shot from center ice, goes wide. As Zuccarello gets the puck now. Sent a seam pass again. Connects at the line. There's a shot saved by Knight with the right pad. Here come the Hawks. Connor Bedard now. The Nazar. Shot saved by Wallstead, and he'll cover with 6:40 to play. As both the Hawks and the Wild battling early. Hawks with a goal from Teravainen a little under 2 minutes into the period, but since then it's been a back and forth game. Hawks on top 1-0. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back to Shine Sports Live. Face-off won by the Hawks. Crevier takes a long shot on Wallstead, who covers with 6:36 to play. That's a 9 shot on goal for the Hawks now. And a first game of the Moms trip. All the moms are in town. 6:36 to play. Again, the Hawks win the face-off. Teravainen stretch pass. Vlasic tries to send it. It got the flick down front. Another shot that got all the way through to Wallstead. 6:23 to play here in the first period. Hawks on top 1-0. Dumping. All set out to play it. Hughes grabs it. The Hawks have 6 scoring chances already. The Wild only have 2. Seems like the Wild have had a lot more. It's another seam pass. Very dangerous to a penalty there on the Hawks. No call. Here is Bedard, 2-on-1. He's going to grab, makes a move, and he gets deflected. Quinn Hughes, good defensive play there. He's a good score. He's a good offensive defenseman, but he could also play some good defense. That was a good chance for Bedard there to just kind of pull it back and take a shot. And he tried to, but Quinn Hughes on the forecheck was there to grab it. There's a dump in the Hawks zone. Battle there. Here's a pass to the point now. Middleton takes a shot on net. Saved by Knight. Wild still with the puck. Tarasenko long shot covered by Knight. And they'll stop the clock with 5:20 to play. 5:21 to play here in the first period. Hawks on top 1-0. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Chi Sports Live. Welcome back here to Chi Sports Live. 5:21 to play here in the first period. Blackhawks on top 1-0 over the Minnesota Wild. 10 shots on goal for the Blackhawks, none for the Wild through almost 15 minutes into this first period. And in the game, Kirill Kaprizov, 1.21 points per game, and that's 4th on the players. It's a long shot, goes wide tonight for the Wild. That's 4th on the list of players for highs on the season. 5 minutes to play here. Hawks on top. Another long shot. Does not get through. Hawks doing a good job clogging up the lanes. Here's Kaiser. There's a long shot deflected out front. Oh, there's a turnover out in front, and the Hawks will score. Ryan Donato scores. And a bad turnover for out in front. And that'll hurt the Wild. It's 2-0 Hawks with 4:46 to go. Who was that? That was Faber. He just threw it to the slot. No one was there. Yeah, Faber just tried to throw it in between his legs. And right there was Ryan Donato. It's not delivery, it's Donato scoring, giving the Hawks a 2-0 start here in Minnesota. Long dump, and that'll be a shot on goal for the Hawks. There's another long shot that just goes wide of Wallstedt. Both goals that he's given up tonight have been tough goals to give up. First one was tough. He couldn't clean on all the way. The second one was not him. Centering pass. Not get all the way through. Hawks still in the Wild zone. Here's Lashunov. Send it behind the Bertuzzi behind the net. Bertuzzi still doing stuff. Sends it back around the net. Kiev still bad. There's going to be a penalty coming up here on the Wild. It's going to be a holding call there on Minnesota. So Hawks will go to the power play. It's going to be holding. So the Hawks will get a power play after scoring a goal. 2-0 Hawks, 3:59 to play in the period. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Chi Sports Live. Welcome back here to Chi Sports Live. The Hawks on top 2-0. 2 first period goals. And are on the power play after a Wild player committed a holding penalty. We'll have a 2-minute power play for a chance here to extend the lead as Middleton got called for the hold. Here's Lashunov holding. Give it down low. Lashunov gets it back. Back to Moore. Moore to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi back to Lashunov. Back to Bertuzzi. Back to Lashunov. Here's Bedard. Bedard cross-ice pass to Moore. Moore, Lashunov, slap shot saved by Wallstead. He'll cover. 3:25 to play. Lashunov and Teravainen tried to get a screen out in front, but he couldn't get it there. And good defense there, and there's a good dumper on the ice. Hawks are 0 for 17 in the power play, on their power play, and that includes the last 7 games. So they have not scored in a long time. They have one of the best power play units in the league, and it's definitely fallen off. It's now in the middle of the pack. Still one of the best power penalty kills in the league. Here's Bedard. Board battle. Here's Bertuzzi. Back to Bedard. Back out to Moore. Moore back to Bedard. Bedard shot and got through, but it gets around. I think Wallstead might have gotten a skate on it. It goes around back to the Hawks zone. As here is Lashunov. Not really in a shot on goal yet. 37 seconds left on the power play. There's a shot in. 2:30 to play. Hawks trying to get something going here. Gives a chance here. Pass back to the point. Grzelcyk. Nazar. The pass to Nazar is too wide. Hawks still trying to control the puck. Puck gets back to the point. Here's Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk walks in. Send it to his wingman. One-timer chance for Donato. Blocked on in front. Grzelcyk. Burakovsky's shot. That gets deflected out of play. We had 2:04 to play. 6 seconds left to play in the power play. Hawks getting some chances, but the shots they've taken have been deflected. Minnesota's doing a good job at getting their sticks on the ice in the lane to try and stop these potential shots on goal from going in. Getting deflected. Face off won by the Hawks. Penalty is about to expire. Shot almost got away through. And the penalty is over. Good kill there for the Wild. They're 1-for-1 today on the penalty kill. The Wild get the puck now. They go trying to get to center ice. Puck gets set in. 1:47 to play in the period. Crevier sends it. Couple collisions there. Here come the Wild. 20 shot attempts for the Hawks, 14 for Minnesota. Hughes pinching, send it down the boards. Vlasic pass goes out in front towards the slide. Good deflection there by the Hawks. Puck gets sent out of the Wild zone. This is going to be icing on Chicago. With 1:16 to play. Bedard was close there. Linesman did not go all the way down the ice. Definitely made it difficult for him to call an icing play there. And .116 to play. A little bit of a false start there for Minnesota. Wild do win the face-off, though. There's a shot. Got all the way through. Saved by Knight. No cover. 8 shot on goal in the game for the Wild. Hawks did get credited with another shot on goal. And 1:12 to play here in the period. Hawks on top, 2-0. Face off again, won by Minnesota. Middleton's shot goes wide of the net. Bounces around. Battle there. Segurel dumped this one down. Knight tried to deflect it. 55 seconds to play. Connor Murphy. There's Kaiser. Kaiser. Moved the puck down the ice. Kaiser's still with the puck. Now he flips it to Nazar. Or Nazar, sorry. Oh, huge check in the corner. Both Nazar and Middleton go down. Nazar was the one that took the worst of that one. There's a deflection back into the Wild zone. 30 seconds to play in the period. Wild trying to have one last rush to try and get back in this game. Hawks with the puck, though. Sends it out towards the corner. Hughes gets it with 17 seconds to play. Puck sent down by Tarasenko. Hawks get the puck there. Vlasic gives it to Crevier, who sends it up along the boards. This one gone by Hughes again, trying another seam pass. Tarasenko, nice play defense there, but the Wild still have the puck. And the time is going to run out of the period as the last shot goes wide, and I think it was at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first period of play here in Minnesota. The Blackhawks, 2 goals, one by Teravainen and one by Ryan Donato. If it's not delivery, it's Donato. 2-0 Hawks lead. That was the first period of play. You're listening to Blackhawks hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back to Shy Sports Live. Blackhawks on top 2-0 courtesy of goals from Teuvo Teravainen and Ryan Donato. That Ryan Donato goal was unassisted due to the turnover from Brock Faber. And Teuvo Teravainen's goal got a primary assist from Connor Bedard, and Louis Crevier got the secondary assist on that play there. But the Hawks on top 2-0 after one period of play. Hawks really controlled the first few minutes of that period, and the Wild started getting into the flow. Wild had a couple quality chances, but really the Hawks are on top because they have played a little bit more physical and have tried to get the puck deep into the Wild zone a lot and pinching and being pretty aggressive in this game now. We'll see how the Wild combat that aggressive start and see if they can play along with that and maybe even catch the Hawks napping. Wild have taken quite a few stretch passes. Remember, that was one of the keys to the game. However, the Hawks have read those really well. They've allowed the stretch passes to get through, but have had guys positioned strategically where they would not allow any of the players to any of the Wild offensive players to really have a shot at getting a quality shot on net. The Hawks are on top 2-0 courtesy of those goals by Donato and Teravainen. Teravainen got the scoring started, and Donato scored a second goal. For the individual stats between the two teams for the Hawks, first, for the forwards, Connor Bedard, 1 assist. He's a +1, has 4 shots on goal, has taken 7 shifts, has 6 minutes and 44 seconds time on ice. Tyler Bertuzzi, nothing on his scorecard, but he does have 1 hit. Has played 6 shifts, has a 6:18 minute time on ice possession. Andre Burakovsky has played nothing, and we'll finish off with the rest of the stats after this. Once again, Hawks on top 2-0. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Shy Sports Live. Alright, sorry about the delay. Had to do something real quick, but uh, we will be skipping the rest of the first intermission stats and stuff. Hawks are on top 2-0 with a 14-8 shot on goals per clip rate. We'll take one more break and we'll return for the second period. Coming up in a little over 3 minutes, you're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Dry Sports Live. Welcome back here to Shine Sports Live. We are approaching the start of the second period here. In just about 30 seconds, the Hawks on top 2-0 over the Minnesota Wild. Hope everyone's enjoying the broadcast and everyone's ready for the start of the second intermission or the second period. Hawks have to continue doing what they did in that first period, which was really controlling the puck and playing really aggressive. They played really aggressive in that first period. Made it difficult for Minnesota to really do anything in those first 5.5 to 6 minutes of the game. Minnesota did start getting possession of the puck more and started to take more control, but they did not do much in terms of high scoring opportunities. They had a couple shots that Knight had to really play good defense on, but really for the Hawks, they played really good defense and did not give up a lot of high-quality chances besides one shot from Johansson, who shot it right in the Knight's blocker. That was really the only tough shot Knight had to deal with, along with the shot into the crease where he had to make a tough shot. For the Hawks, they put a lot of pressure on Jesper Alston. Have made him work. Some good opportunities for the Hawks and for the Wild. But the Hawks have had favor in most of their chances, and have taken advantage of their two big favors, which was a Brock Faber offensive zone turnover and a tip-in goal to get us going. But we are ready for the start the second period, and we're on their way. Hawks win the face-off as Grizzly goes back to get it, send it to Murphy, and Hawks trying to have another good period, and there's going to be an offside call here on the Hawks. I believe, yeah, Dickinson was a little too far into the zone on that play. But the Hawks are on top 2-0. So Wild will send the puck into the Hawks zone. Hawks get possession of the puck, though. Here's Bertuzzi. Flips a long pass into the Wild zone. Wild to get possession. They'll send a pass up the boards. Puck goes into the Hawks zone. Here is Bertuzzi. Turns it over in front of the net. Backhanded shot went wide of Knight. Hawks almost would give up an early goal in the period due to their own version of offensive zone. Turnover, a slap shot gets deflected up high over Knight as the Pucks get the puck. It goes out of play with 9:02 to play in the period. And a little talking and shoving near the Wild bench. That was a good shot there. It was a turnover by Bertuzzi, and a backhander by Joel Eriksson Ek just never really close at all. And then a little bit later, a shot was deflected by Wild, tried to tip it high and in, but it went over Knight, not the top of the glass. Still some jawing going on right now between the two teams. No penalties being called, but officials finally separating everyone. Eventually, someone's going to have to get called. Face-off will be in the Hawks zone as the Hawks have their first line out there. Teravainen, Nazar, and Bedard. Nazar taking a face-off, and he'll win it cleanly. Another near turnover there for the Hawks. And here comes Crevier. Crevier will send us down into the Wild zone. Faber almost turns it over again. Hawks trying to board battle here. And the Wild get possession of the puck. Dilster to scream into the Hawks zone. And the Wild player goes down. Loses an edge. Puck gets sent out back to the neutral zone. Wild to get it there. 18:30 to play here in the period. No team but a shot on goal in the period. Puck gets stumped in. Knight stops it. He'll leave it for Crevier. Nearly turns it over. Centering pass here for the Wild. It goes to nowhere, and it goes out of the zone. Wasn't a Wild player in the area. Here comes Quinn Hughes. Hughes sends a little backhander behind the net. Centering pass again. No Wild player near the area. Nazar will just dump it in. Hawks will get a full change. 21 shots attempts on goal for the Hawks, or 21 shot attempts for the Hawks, 17 for the Wild. 14 shots on goal for the Hawks, 8 for the Wild. And the Hawks playing some good defense in the neutral zone. Wild get possession of the puck. Void barely being on, Void and offsides. Wild centering pass. Wrist shot. It hits the mask of Knight, I believe. It goes out of play. That'll be the 9th shot on goal for Wild. That was a little close. Yeah, hit Knight directly in the top of the head. Hope he's okay. Face-off won by the Hawks. Rain, a little collision in the corner between the Hawk and the Wild. No call. 17:22 to play here in the second period. Hawks on top 2-0. Wild definitely trying to play. Puck gets deflected high and out of play with 7:14 to play. So for both the first and the second period, for both periods, at least in the first period, the first 6.5, 7 minutes, just nothing but stoppages. But after that, it was free going almost 3 minutes below 10 and under media timeout. And here's a dump in. Similar way in this period. Well, the Hawks aren't getting the chances they want. Here's a dump in. No icing. Donato goes heels over heels. He falls down. A little bit more checking in the period. There's a long slap shot. Wild deflected and get possession of the puck. That was by Connor Murphy. Wild get the puck. They send it into the Hawks zone. Another strong check there. Wild definitely playing a little bit more physical in the period. It's Murphy, 16:35 to go. Long pass, misses everyone, and this is going to be icing on the Hawks with 16:32 to play in the period. Hawks really struggling to get it into the Wild zone. No shots on goal yet in the period for the Hawks. Only one for the Wild. So both teams not really getting the shots on goal opportunities that they want. As the Wild win the faceoff cleanly in the Hawks zone. Centering pass. It's deflected to the corner. I'm sure if Knight got a piece of that. Cross-ice pass. Nice defense there. Wild still with the puck in the zone. Wild still controlling. Middleton. Spurgeon, he'll just send it to the corner boards. Wild have two players there to one Hawk, still with possession of the puck. Really taking advantage of this time in the zone. Hawks need to get the puck out and change. Spurgeon still controlling it, hands it off. Cross-ice pass, Wild still controlling it. Quinn Hughes now. Sends a pass over. Hawk player wipes out. Here's Hughes on the wing. Hughes driving, back out to the point, back to Hughes. Wrist shot gets deflected, did not get the Knight. Hawks get the puck, but they cannot get it out. And Donato goes down. He's slow to get up. He's been on the ice for most of these Hawks players have been on the ice for a long time. Hawks still trying to get out. They cannot. It's been now over a minute since Hawks have been able to get the puck out. Now they do. Only one Hawk can change, it's Foligno, and there's going to be an offsides call, and that is a huge break for the Hawks, who can complete a full line change. And if the Wild did not commit to offsides, the Hawks would have been in serious danger and might have made a mistake, committed a penalty, or gave up an easy goal because of fatigue. It's a big mistake for Minnesota. Hawks will obviously take it. Hawks win the face-off. They go back into the zone. Here's Faber back in his own zone. 15 minutes to play here in the second period. It's been pretty much all Wild this entire period. You had only one shot on goal in the entire period between the two teams, and one did go to Minnesota, but Hawks playing really defensive now. Wallstedt. It's a two Wild player. Sends it up the boards. Vlasic. Using his long reach to get the puck away from a player and sends it over to the neutral zone. Wild again controlling the puck. Good deflection there. No offsides. Wild still with the puck. There's a chance. A little centering pass to not get through. Wild still trying to do something with it. Vlasic able to get it there. Here's a long stretch pass to Ilya Mikheyev. Wrist shot, he scores! Ilya Mikheyev, the first shot on goal in the period for the Hawks, and they have made it a 3-0 lead. It all takes is one, and that was a bad goal to give up for Wallstedt. The Wild tried to do something, a centering pass, and I get through. And Vlasic, using his long arms just to get it down, flipped it off the boards using the geometry, and Ilya Mikheyev beating Wallstedt's angles. That was a bad goal to get up for Jesper Wallstedt. And the Hawks will gladly take it and go up 3-0 here in the second period. Their first shot on goal in the period is one to make it a 3-0 game. Now the Wild are definitely going to be on the attack. Hawks got to weather the surges. Bedard gets the puck now, sends it ahead to Kaiser. Kaiser, long stretch pass to Nazar. Nazar tried to center it to Bedard, but a couple of Wild players are there to deflect it. Come the Wild. Board pass. And there's me offsides here on the Wild. 13:40 to play in the period. 3-0 lead for the Hawks. Ilya Mikheyev lights the lamp. Beats Jesper Wallstedt on his glove side. 13:40 to play. You're listening to the Blackhawks hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to Minnesota. The Wild or the Hawks are on top of Minnesota 3-0. Whoops. Hawks playing a really good game so far. And for the Wild, they're down 3-0. And if you're Chicago, you got to continue to take advantage. By the way, Alex Vlasic got the primary assist on that goal from Mikheyev. Jason Dickinson's got the secondary assist. Hawks really battling, and Moore turns it over. Here come the Wild. Shot saved by Knight. Unsure if the net got knocked off its moorings. Doesn't look like it did. Puck is in front of the net. There's a whistle. Unsure what happened there. I think it got deflected up high. What to see here on the replay. Oh yeah, I got deflected by a Hawk and landed right in front of Knight. White Kaiser was there to just make sure no Wild player could try and smack it past Knight initially. Knight covered with 12:59 to play in the period. Still 3-0 Hawks. Nick Foligno able to win the face-off. Spencer Knight, 5-3 in his last 8 starts, 2.47 goals against average, and a .915 save percentage. Had a pretty good start. Another puck goes out of play. 12:49 to play in the period. Hawks only have one shot on goal in the period. It was the Ilya Mikheyev goal. The Wild only have 2 shots on goal in the period. So the shot attempts have been there for both teams, but they have not gone to the net. So that is key. And the biggest key shot was that goal from Mikheyev. 2 shot attempts this period for Chicago, 6 for Minnesota. 3 combined shots and goals between the 2 teams. So that shows you how little shots are being taken, how little shots on goal are being made. Here's Bertuzzi. There's a dump into the zone. Wild get it there. They move up to center ice. Good back check there. And Wild will have to retouch after being initially brought off sides. Here's a dump in. Knight stops it. Oh, dump off the glass off a Wild player. Now it's off of Quinn Hughes. Goes into the Wild zone. Hawks continuing to bring some pressure now. Man goes down. Murphy with a little bit of a check. Puck goes off of a Wild player and out of play into the Wild bench with 11:54 to play in the period. Still 15-10 on the shots on goal. The Hawks are on top 3-0. Trying to get one game closer to 500, get to 52 points on the season, or 5 points out of a wild card spot. Of course, you'll really never know a wild card situation in NHL. Oh, Murphy gets checked hard by Marcus Foligno. Good check there. And now Kaiser. Oh, here's a nice pass. Oh, good back check there. And for there's going to be icing on the Wild. Grzelcyk had a shot in the slot, and he decided to try to give a pass to Bedard. Grzelcyk should have shot that. He had a chance on the slot to take a shot, and Wallsted's was giving up a couple soft goals. Might as well have tried to take it there and try and see if he can beat him on the glove side, because the glove side beat him. Mikheyev being on the glove side, or Wild win the face-off cleanly. I understand trying to give it to your best playmaker, but got to take the shots, young man. Bedard with the puck, sends it to Murphy. Murphy almost gets knocked down again. Near turnover in front of the net. Hawks get put on puck, though. Bedard over center ice into the Wild zone. Bedard to Nazar. Centering pass, puck. I believe is stopped by Wallstedt. He did not know where it was. It was in his pads. And I believe it was Bedard that got a shot on net that allowed that to happen. Wallstedt almost gave up his fourth goal, and Bedard almost got his first goal in what seemed like forever. Yeah, that did beat Wallstedt low, but he was able to close up the pad just enough to avoid giving up the goal. I mean, it was barely there was like maybe a tenth of an inch more space. Wallstedt, if he would have left his pad up another tenth of an inch higher, that puck would have gone straight through the 5-hole for a goal. Now we're going to have a review here. I wonder if they're going to try and see if this puck went in. On a shot. Yeah, no. That replay right there, you guys can't see it, but that looks nowhere near the line. If they are truly reviewing that play, it should be no goal. I don't think this is a goal, in my opinion. But what a pass from Nazar. But what a pass from Nazar. Just getting in. Oh, I see. So it did actually squeak through the first pad. Squeak onto the first pad, and it actually hit the right pad of Wallstedt. Yeah, no goal. That's a good call. So it did indeed get underneath the left pad, but it hit the right pad. It hit the right pad of Wallstedt, who covered up. So Wallstedt actually almost gave up another soft goal. Got lucky with that right pad. Kaiser shot. I don't know if they got all the way through. Puck is loose and covered up by Wallstedt with 10:50 to play in the period. Hawks now starting to get some chances here. Trying to get their fourth goal of the game. They can get that fourth goal of the game, and that'll be pretty big. Wild do win the face-off, though. Pass along behind the boards. Here come Minnesota. Puck gets deflected off a Hawk stick to Knight. Here's Kaiser, flips it off the boards. And a Wild player goes down. Moore. Gives it back to Green. Green, cross-ice pass. There's a centering pass. There's a wide open shot for Green. He misses it. Wallstedt is down. He doesn't have a stick. Centering pass, shot, block, save. Wallstedt unable to cover. But he'll be able to get a stick as this puck will get sent all the way down for icing. With 10:07, Hawks had multiple shot opportunities to get that puck in the net. Just didn't get it there. And Wallstedt able to make good saves. I think Joel Eriksson Ek for the Wild, one of the Wild players, saved the puck from going in. And Wallstedt was on his butt actually for half a second in a second shot. Yeah, Wallstedt got that shot cleanly. Man, Hawks barely unable to capitalize on their fourth goal. Puck gets deflected high and off the netting with 10:01 to play. 10:01 to play in the period. We're a second away from under the 10-minute timeout. Big face-off in the Wild zone. Wallstedt 0-3-0 in his last three starts. 15 goals against, .817 save percentage in his last three starts. That's 5 goals a start pretty much, and he's well on his way to being there. But now turns it over. Oh, what a nice shovel to stick to make sure it wasn't a breakaway. And the Wild go offside again. Another huge Wild mistake there. And we're going to head to another immediate timeout. Hawks on the backs of Mikheyev are on top 3-0. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here. 9:52 to play here in the second period. Hawks spent their Hockey Fights Cancer night against the Florida Panthers on Sunday night. It was it wasn't a good game, but it's always good to see everyone fighting for and supporting for their family members against the terrible disease of cancer. There's many different cancers in this world that have minor and major impacts to everyone physically, but mentally everyone, it's major impacts of having cancer. And just knowing there's a long shot, it goes wide tonight, but just knowing that you have cancer. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Hawks. Burakovsky did not get a shot at that. You got to take a shot on that, man. There's a slap shot from Kivy. He does not get through. There's a Wild player really shaken up. Unsure who it was. He's not going off the ice. Might have been a stinger because now he's starting to skate with full momentum, or he just braced and not get hit too hard. We're down to 9:07 to play in the period. But I I've had a few family members with cancer. Luckily, one of them survived. Oh my gosh. Hawks nearly got up a goal. He had throat cancer, but he survived. But I know there's others that might have the same luxury. Wild with the puck. The corner centering pass misses everyone. Puck stays in the zone. Long shot gets deflected wide. Marcus Foligno. Back to the point. Goes out of the zone. Wild will have to retouch. 8:30 to play in the period. Hawks on top 3-0. They've added a goal in the period after going up 2-0 in the first. Vlasic dumps it down deep. Here's Donato. Just sent it back around the boards. Wasn't a Hawk player there. Puck gets out. Dangerous play here. Oh, nice back check from Wyatt Kaiser, who's now starting to go into the zone. Wyatt Kaiser backhands it, saved by Wallstead. It'll cover with 8:01 to play. 20 shots on goal now for the Hawks. Wyatt Kaiser really had no angle, but made a nice miss. Flips it up glove side on Wallstead, trying to get a cheeky goal like Mikheyev did in the earlier, but unable to score. And then, yeah, that went off of, I believe, Hartman. That went off of that one Wild player that was shaken up earlier, and puck gets deflected down to the front, and Wallstead's able to cover with 7:55 to play in the period. Anyway, it took away a shot on goal for the Hawks, so they still only have 19 shots on goal. 7:55, Hawks tie up the face-off, but lose it. Wild had the puck behind their own net, but a turnover there. Ryan Green, nice forecheck. Murphy takes a long wrist shot, gets deflected high and off the netting with 7:47 to play in the period. Still 19 shots on goal for the Hawks and 10 for the Wild. Hawks now starting to once again pressure Minnesota. Hawks win the face-off. But the puck goes out of the zone now, and Hawks will have to retouch. Hawks almost sent a 60% face-off win percentage in that game. Grizzly has to chip a man. Here come the Wild. Shot, they score. Off the post, and in. That's a big goal for Minnesota. Getting momentum right there. That was a mistake. Grizzly just tried to press on that pass attempt. Got deflected. Yeah, Grizzly tried to press. He got beat. And that shot just beats Knight on the post. Actually, I think it went not bar down, but the back post. And no, it did go up the inside of the side post. And Trennan picks up the goal, and the Wild are only down by 2. And in hockey, the 2-goal lead is always the toughest to defend. So the Wild break Knight's shutout opportunity after a bad turnover for the Hawks. Hawks get the puck back in. Whistle. They're going to call that icing on Chicago? I believe they're going to call the Hawks on icing. It looked like he got that puck in near the red line. Interesting. So, Grizzly, he didn't turn it over as the puck got deflected on the pass to him, but he did not play it how you really want to play it as a defenseman with no help behind you. And that pretty much made it a guaranteed 2-on-1, and Trennan just decided to take him himself. By the way, the Wild and Hawks tied it for the face-off. Wild battling for it. Here's Faber. Hunt got the assist on Trennan's 4th goal of the season. So under 7 minutes to play here in the period. Hawks got 27 or so minutes to defend in this game with a 2-goal lead. Obviously, we'll have to take advantage and extend that lead. Board battle in the corner. Hawks win the board battle. Here's Bertuzzi. Here's Mikheyev now. He has the goal. Kind of shields the puck. Sends it around. Sending pass from Bedard. Classic pinching, and again, here come the Wild. They have a 3-on-1 now. Kaprizov, back shot off the side of the net. Kaprizov was about a foot off from scoring the second goal of the game for the Wild. Another dangerous turnover for the Hawks. Almost kills their opportunities. Long shot. I think the Hawks player got that one. A couple Hawks players are dead on the ice right now. Hawks get some changes now. And once again, another seam pass. Hawks have defenders back now. Murphy will send it to Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk ahead to Nazar. Here's Bedard. Bedard cross-ice pass. Shot on net. I believe Walsa got a piece of it. And Nazar's pass gets banked past Grzelcyk. He's going to get chased. Send this puck around the boards. Wild really pressing now. Here's another chance for the Wild. Shot saved by Knights. Hawks do get credited with a shot on goal. That's 12 shots now for the Wild. Hawks trying to pressure now. But Minnesota's really pressured these last couple minutes. Grzelcyk again able to get his puck away to Connor Murphy. Here's Donato. Gets almost cross-checked from behind. Goes down easily. And there's going to be an offsides on the Hawks with 4:52 to play here in the period. Minnesota cracks the goal scoring sheet. Trennan with the goal, Hung with the assist. 4:52 to play in the second period. 3-1 Hawks. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Chi Sports Live. Welcome back here to Chi Sports Live. Wild nearly got their second goal of the game. Kaprizov on that 2-on-1 a couple minutes ago shot it off the side of the net. Hawks lose a face-off, but we'll get the puck back immediately. We'll send it down back into the Wild zone. Walston almost turns it over. Puck was stuck in his skates, and he just used his stick to flip it out. Hawks got possession initially, but couldn't get any shot. Walston was not in his net when that happened. And here come the Wild now. Hawks really almost getting beat on these presses now, bringing their defensemen down as the Wild are leaking guys out, almost like a football play. And this is going to be icing on Minnesota with 4:19 to play in the period. 20 shots on goal for the Hawks, 12 for the Wild. However, the Wild have really continued to make it tough on the Hawks in the last couple minutes again after the Hawks started getting some good opportunities. Got to imagine Chicago's going to need one more goal to really satisfy a potential win here because Wild are really continuing to press successfully, just not getting the puck into the net because they've had a couple opportunities now this period where they could have tied this game up. A couple Hawks players going on, continuing to board battle with Urov. And the puck finally gets out, and the Wild somehow come up with the puck with two Hawks around them. Knight will just flip it up along the boards. Marcus Foligno with the puck. Loses it initially. Here's Kaiser. And gives it up. Here is Loshunov. 34 shot attempts in the game for Chicago. Long stretch pass to Nazar. And he was being pressured. He just flipped it to the... Trying to flip a centering pass. And Bedard was the closest player, but it was nowhere near him. While back in their Hawks zone, trying to set up the offense once again. And Quinn Hughes knocked out the puck. Good defense there by Connor Bedard. 3:17 to play in the period. And icing is going to be called on the Wild here again. Hawks really could use a face-off win here and control some of the puck. That was a nice long stretch pass to Nazar. He was just getting pressured, and that was good back-checking there from Minnesota. And Quinn Hughes swallowed up the centering opportunity. And Connor Bedard gave a nice little side check on Hughes. That was just a good check there. Hawks lose the face-off in the offensive zone. Wild take possession of the puck. 3:10 to play in the period. There's a centering pass. Good stick on the ice for Hawks, but a bad pass from Grizzly. Wrist shot from the slot by Hughes. Good save by Spencer Knight. That was a tough save. Bertuzzi drops it to Mikheyev. Wrist shot blocked by a Wild. Here come the Wild now. Vlasic continuing to use his big frame to avoid any chances to get the puck. And here's a pass down ice. This is going to be now icing. Crazy. Quinn Hughes wanted it. Hawks get a break there. 2:23 to play in the period. Hawks on top by 2. Wild trying to come back into this game. They're down by only 2 goals now. They were down by 3. Hawks really could use another goal. Puck in the Wild zone. Green. Slap shot. Murphy hits the post. Either at the crossbar or the post. Beat Wallstedt, but it did not go into the net. Murphy keeps the puck into the zone. Green gets pushed down. And a penalty is coming up on Minnesota. It's going to be on the Wild for holding. Connor Murphy almost got a goal. Let's take a look here. And that did go off the crossbar. Oh, let's see here on the better angle. Oh, I hit off of Wallstedt's shoulder, then off the crossbar. So Wallstedt just got it, and yeah, I don't know if that's a penalty on Minnesota. Hawks will take it, but might have actually been a tripping goal. They called holding, but it looked more like a trip. Regardless, Hawks will take a power play. They don't score. They'll have 13 seconds in the second period on the power play. Of course, they'd love to get a goal tonight. They're 0 for 1 on the power play tonight, 2 shots. There's a little backhander for the Wild, though, and saved by Knight. Wild keeping possession of the puck. This is not what you want to see. This happened in Florida quite a bit. Just struggled to really do anything. 1:37 to play in the power play. Bertuzzi has 9 power play goals. He leads the team in power play goals. And another nice defensive stand there. Here's a 2-on-1 for Minnesota. Shorthanded. Oh, nice back check there. Hawks avoid a penalty. It looked like the man went down for a trip. Hawks don't get called for it. Here's a slap shot for Bedard. Block out in front by a Wild. I think the Hawks should have been called for tripping there. And they don't get the call. There's a long shot deflected wide. Hawks trying to get some momentum here. Long shot, that missed the net. And the Wild are going to send us down the ice. 37 seconds left to play in the period. Hawks did register a shot on goal. They took it away. 40 seconds to play in the power play. Burakovsky to Foligno. Back to Burakovsky, and he just turns it over, and then he'll get sent back down the ice. all the way down the ninth. 15 seconds to play in the period. And the Hawks will take a little bit of this power play into the second period. They don't score on this last chance. 6, 5. Wallstedt dumps it out, and this will end the period right there. So, Hawks will have 13 seconds left on the penalty when we get to the third period. But the Hawks, it was not a good second. A few plays in the second period. The Wild did end up scoring one. Hawks also scored one. And we will head to the third period, or to the second period intermission, and then get ready for the third period in about 17 minutes. But we'll be back in a couple minutes to discuss the stats through the second period. Hawks on Sound 3-1. You're listening to the Blackhawks Hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to Shy Sports Live. The Blackhawks on top of Minnesota 3-1 after two periods. Hawks will be on the power play for 13 more seconds when we return to start the third period. It is not up on the screen because it doesn't coincide with the clock I have, but it'll get it put back up. 21 shots on goal for the Hawks in the game, 15 for the Wild in the game. But the Hawks definitely were outplayed quite a bit in that period. They did get the one goal to make it 3-0 at the time from Ilya Mikheyev. But Yakov Trenin got a 2-on-1 goal, beat Spencer Knight, blocker side off the post, and then ended up giving the Wild their first goal of the game. And it could have been avoided, but it wasn't. Hawks had a couple chances against Wallstedt early in the period that they failed to capitalize. So this third period will be interesting for Chicago as they definitely try to bounce back and try to successfully have a third period and close out a tough Minnesota Wild team. Obviously, Minnesota's going to be pushing and playing with some pace and being a little bit more aggressive than they have been in this game, down by two. And again, I always say 2 goals is the toughest lead to defend in hockey, especially when you get to the late stages of the game where the nets will become empty. An extra attacker will comes on, can play a little too aggressive on defense, and you already have a man that's going to be open. You could leave 2 men open for an easy goal. So for Chicago, I feel like they got to get one more goal, and hopefully early against Minnesota to kind of suck out that life and potential momentum that they might have. You know, you're probably not going to get a chance with the power play because there's going to be only 13 seconds left on the power play. You know, be under 10 by the time Hawks would probably get possession and even have a chance to get into the zone. So not really enough time to get a power play goal. Biggest thing for the Hawks though is to try and get the momentum on their side early instead of having to struggle to defend and potentially make a couple of mistakes. But Connor Bedard just missing a goal, snuck it underneath Wallstedt's right pad, but unfortunately it did not. It hit off of Wallstedt's skate and stayed out of the net, which was crazy. It was tough to tell. It looked like it did stay out, but almost a goal. Perfect pass from Frankie Nazar, and unfortunately for Wallstedt, for Bedard, unable to clock that in. That would have made it 4-0 at the time in favor of Chicago. But then a turnover for the Hawks, and Grizzly tried to defend it with a skate, did not do that, and he just got beat like a receiver playing the press, and Trenton lit the lamp and score there. But we'll be back. We'll be in a couple of minutes to go over the stats. Hawks on top, 3-1. Big third period coming up. You're listening to Blackhawks hockey on Shy Sports Live. All right, welcome back here to Shine Sports Live's third period is getting ready, set to get played in a little over 7.5 minutes. Hawks on top, 3-1 over the Wild. Let's take a look at some stats here. Through 2 periods for the box scores, Connor Bedard, 1 assist. He's a +1, 5 shots on goal. He's played 14 shifts, almost 13 minutes time on ice. Tyler Bertuzzi is a +1. Has 13 shifts, 13 for 39 on the time on ice. Burakovsky's a -1, has 1 shot. Bertuzzi, by the way, has 1 hit. Jason Dickinson has an assist. He's a +1, has a hit. Also has a shot. Ryan Donato, 1 goal, 1 is +1. He has 1 shot on goal, so 100% shooting percentage for Donato. Nick Foligno is a +1. Ryan Green is a -1, has 1 shot on goal. Ilya Mikheyev has a goal and an assist. He has a goal. He has a goal. He's a +1. Oliver Moore is a -1 with 2 shots. Frank Nazar, he's a +1 with a shot. Landon Slager's a +1. Teuvo Teravainen has a goal. He is a +1 with 2 shots. Also has 2 takeaways. For the defenseman, Louis Crevier has 1 assist. He's a +2 on the game tonight. Matt Grzelcyk and Wyatt Kaiser, Artem Lushanov, and Connor Murphy are +0s, and Alex Vlasic +2 with an assist. Spencer Knight, 14 of 15 in saves in this game. .933 save percentage. So he's had a pretty good game today. For the Wild, on their side, for the forwards, Boldy, Eriksson Ek, and Foligno are +0. Ryan Hartman's a -1. Vinny Nostroza is a +1. Johansson and Kaprizov are -1 and -2 respectively. Sturm is a +1. Tarasenko's a -1. Trennan's a +1 with the goal. And Yurov and Zuccarello are both -2. No assist on that Trennan goal, by the way. Or 1 assist on that Trennan goal, by the way. Brock Faber is a -3 along with Quinn Hughes tonight. Hunt is a +1 with that lone assist. Juracek is a +1 as well. Middleton and Spurgeon are both even at +0. Also, 17 of 20 on saves and shots allowed. .850 save percentage to go there. 2 penalties on the day. 2 penalties. Jared Spurgeon was called for holding, and Jake Middleton was called for holding on the penalties. And go there. We'll finish off with some team stats before we go into a break. Shots on goal. Hawks on top, 20-15. Hits 16-5 in favor of Minnesota. Faceoffs won. Hawks have won 27 faceoffs. The Wild have won 15. So that's a 64% faceoff win percentage for the Hawks compared to 35. Hawks have had 2 power play opportunities. There's still 13 seconds left on their second one, but assuming there's no immediate possession and shots taken, Hawks will be 0-2 on the power play. 11 blocked shots for Minnesota, 4 for Chicago, 4 takeaways for Chicago, 2 for Minnesota, and 11 giveaways for Chicago, 12 for Minnesota. And that is going to do it for the stats. Hawks on top, 3-1, trying to win this game. It's a big one. Can they do it? Hawks on top, 3-2-1. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back to Shine Sports Live. Second intermission about ready to end now. Hawks have 20 more minutes to defend against the Minnesota Wild. And it's going to come down to can they whether this surge that Minnesota is most likely going to be playing with as soon as they kill this penalty, which gotta imagine they're going to be able to do that successfully. But the Hawks again, we'll be on a power play for 13 seconds. Be a big power play for them. Can they score? Probably not, but we are ready for the second intermission go live, or the third period to go live. Big third period coming up here for both teams. Minnesota trying to get to 30 wins and get about 16 games above 500. Hawks trying to get within a game of 500. Once again, the Hawks will have a brief power play, and they win the face-off. But they take it back to their own zone. Lashunov will send it ahead. Hawks will send it around. Nazar, they'll just try and set up some offense here. As that is going to clear the penalty. Hawks will officially 0 for 2 on a power play. Turnover out in front. Shot by Bedard. I missed the net. Hawks 0 for 2 on the power play. They're 13-2-1, and when leading after two periods by more than a goal. Here's Bedard controlling, flips a pass to Murphy. Murphy, wrist shot. I believe Wolfson might have gotten a piece of it. So no shots registered on net for Hawks in the period. And a dump back in after the puck left out, and we are approaching our first minute of play here in the third period. And there we go. We played through a minute here in the third period. Hawks initially control the puck, but here come the Wild into the Hawks zone. Puck. Vlasic will take it there, flip it ahead. Dickinson pass it out the boards, but a turnover there. Wild trying to get possession of the puck back. Vlasic lifting the stick, using his big body. Puck is behind the net. Wild trying to get possession of it. Good little board battle up against the Zamboni doors. And the Hawks get the puck back. Dickinson, another dangerous centering pass to Vlasic, who sends it ahead to Mikheyev, who just deflects it into the Wild zone. As here comes Quinn Hughes. Over the center ice line, dumps it in. And Mike Kaiser, good deflection there on a potential centering pass. And here come the Blackhawks. Levshunov's pass gets deflected. But Burakovsky settles it down. He'll just flip it in. Hughes gets the puck. Burakovsky sends it back around the boards to the other side. And Levshunov sends it back around the other way. Green handling a Wild player. He is able to get the puck. Try to pass it to Levshunov. Levshunov is pinching. Oh, hard hit down low. That was Oliver Moore that got checked. Wild with the puck now. And there's going to be icing coming up here on Chicago. No, they waved it off. 17:25 to play in the period. Hawks on top by 2. Puck sent around. Nick Flannel grabs it there. Here's Slaggerts. Oh, he gets checked hard by a Wild player. Good check. Board battle, but for Donato on the Wild. Still board battle. Foligno continuing the board battle. Hawks get win that board battle, but now they go back into another one. Good pinching there. Here come the Wild. Nestroza checked off the puck initially. He's fighting with Grizzly. Good battle there. Wild saw the puck. Centering pass. Missed the stick. And the puck stays in. Donato definitely played with a high stick. And the whistle is blown with 16:27 to play in the period. So, Hawks. By the way, Patrick Kane, he ties Mike Modano for most career points tonight with an empty net goal. Congratulations to Patrick Kane, Hawk legend. Well, when the face-off cleanly, Hughes sends a cross-ice pass. Puck gets dumped in behind the Hawks net. Ushanov with the puck, trying to drive. Wild trying to make something happen here. Teravainen goes down quickly. Wild again setting up the offense. Hughes sends it, pass shot on net. It gets through and it goes into the net. Joel Eriksson scores, and the Wild have made it a one-goal game with 16:03 to play. And that was just flipped onto the net from Quinn Hughes, and I don't think Knight saw it at all. He definitely saved it. And then he just didn't see where it went. Joel Eriksson got the shot to go in, and the Hawks, just like that, are only up by 1 now. It was 3-0. But now the Hawks are up by only 1. So 16:03 to play in the game. 3-2 Hawks. Hawks have yet to register a shot on goal in the period. We just played through the 4th minute mark of the period. And the Wild. Hawks almost turn it over there again. Here comes Bertuzzi. Long ice pass. Shot on net. Blocked by a Hawk, I believe. And the puck gets deflected out back into the Hawk zone. That's why I said the Hawks really need to take control of the period early and maybe even crack the scoreboard before Minnesota gets their goal, because we knew that they were probably going to get a goal. Now it's big boy time. Got to stay strong here. Moore trying to make some moves. Shot by Moore. Oh, saved by Wallstedt. It's going to be the first shot on goal for the Hawks in the period, and we're almost 5 minutes into the period. Wild send the puck in. Granted, the Wild only have 2 shots. Here's a chance. Oh, a Wild went down. And the Hawks are going to get a call for a penalty here. That was definitely a penalty, and now it's not really. Now it's unraveling for the Hawks. It's going to be tripping. Zuccarello. So Grizzlick. Interesting. I wonder if Jeff Blashill is going to challenge that. And the Hawks will not challenge it. Now, the issue with the Hawks, if they challenge it, they don't get it, and they lose it, and now we call for a delay of game penalty along with that. So, minute 58. They didn't reset. Okay, so they did reset the power play clock. So here we go. Hawks have the best power penalty kill in the league. Vlasic wins the puck battle there and sends it all the way around. It's a big penalty here for the Hawks to kill. Sorry, that is not a Hawks penalty. I misplaced that graphic. It's going to be icing on the Wild. I'll fix that here. So 14:30 to play in this game. Hawks try to tie up the face-off. They lose it. 90 seconds to go on the Grizzly tripping penalty. 11 power play goals for Kirill Kaprizov. Leads the team. And a bad centering pass there for the Wild. And Dickinson's just going to take some time off the clock. Makes a nice little move. It is 4-on-1. And he's just going to say, let me do a little bit of a board battle here. He loses it. Now he has to hustle back. Come the Wild, and they're going to be called for offside once again. Another offside on the Wild. These offsides have really derailed their some of their chances. 13:55 to go in this game. Face off won by the Hawks, but the Wild, because of the extra man, are able to get to the puck. Kaiser centers it. Mikheyev is just going to get it out of the zone. We'll love to see him dump it. Wild are going to reset. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Shot on net, saved by Knight. That's a shot on goal. First shot on goal for the Wild in the power play. 32 seconds left on the penalty. Faber sends it to the corner. Top of the ice. To the point. Back into the wing. Going through. Nice defense there by the Hawks. Faber tries to wrap around. No good. And the puck gets sent back to the point. Good stop there. Deflection. 10 seconds left on the power play. Wild still possession in the zone. Here's a turnaround shot right into the glove of Knight with 5 seconds left on the power play. So, Hawks 5 seconds away from killing another power play. Face-off won by the Hawks. Gets slapped on the ice and out of the Wild zone. That's going to do it for the Grizzly tripping penalty. Wild registered 2 shots on goal on the power play. Second one was high intensity, but it was right in the Knight's glove. 12:40 to play in the period. Board battle. And in the game. Hawks trying to get it out. They finally do. Green will send it ahead, and they'll get dumped into the Wild zone. Good pressure there from Green on the forecheck. Bedard's with him now. Puck gets sent back to Hughes. Hughes will reset this Wild offense as they'll scream into the Hawks zone. Wow, nearly go out of the zone, and here's a turnover. Here come the Hawks. Stretch pass to Bedard. Bedard flips it, and Azar shoots it. What a pass and what a shot, but saved by Wallstedt. What a play. And the Wild and Wallstedt makes a wonderful save to keep it a 1-goal deficit for Minnesota. But what a heck of a pass from Bedard and Azar. It doesn't count for anything because the puck did not go in. Hawks turn it over to neutral zone. Here come the Wild. Starting pass did not get through. Puck will go back down into the Wild zone. 11:25 to play in this game. 3-2 lead for the Hawks. And there's going to be a penalty called here on the Minnesota. Hawks will go to their 3rd power play of this game. Another holding call on Minnesota. So penalty, Yurov commits the penalty. Hawks, Shunov draws it. We'll be back into this. Hawks will have another power play, 3-2 lead. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to Shy Sports Live. Oh man, I think the Hawks got a break on that penalty. 11:23 to go. Yurov got called for holding. That's the third holding penalty on the Minnesota Wild. Hawks will go back to the power play. They're 0 for 2 today. Only 2 shots combined. Bedard being pressured. Teravainen stretch pass. Oh man, they got right to Wallstedt. That'll be the third shot on goal for the Hawks on their power plays in this game. But again, just being stonewalled by Jasper Wallstedt. Had a poor first period and gave up a soft goal against Mikheyev, but since then, that's going to be offsides on the Hawks. 10:52 to go on the power play. Hawks just not really looking comfortable, but Bedard, that saucer pass to Frankie Nazar prior to that penalty was beautiful, and Nazar shot it, and unfortunately for Nazar, he shot it right in the Wallstedt's belly. But it still had to be a good save. With a minute 23 left here in the power play, Hawks lost the face-off. Hawks resetting, a minute 15 to go on this power play, 10:35 to go in the game. Bedard almost committed another offside. Pass gets deflected. Hawks do not retain possession of the puck, and they'll have to avoid. Here's a chance for the Wild. Oh, one-timer. No, looking like a Wild broke a stick. No son of pass way down as we're under 55 seconds to go on the Yurov penalty. And the Wild now taking control of the puck, forcing the Hawks to play some pressure here. And Wild still keeping possession of the puck. Hawks not playing good on the power play again. Under 10 minutes to play in the period. 32 seconds to play on the Yurov penalty. Hawks only have 1 shot on goal on the power play. They have 3 total on the power play, so that's 1 shot on goal a power play. Donato flips it up to the point. Grzelcyk back to Nazar. Down low to Donato. And a puck. I don't know if Donato got a shot off, but it deflected off of Wallstedt. And that is going to do it for the penalty on Yurov as we're going to end the power play. Hawks only got 1 shot on the power play as of right now. And only 3 shots total on the power play. Wallstedt making a lot of issues with that puck behind the net. Avoids any potential goals as we're approaching the 9-minute mark to play here in this game. 3-2 Hawks. Here come the Wild. There's going to be another offside on Minnesota. And that is going to send us to immediate timeout. Hawks on top 3-2. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to Shy Sports Live. 9 minutes and 2 seconds left in this game. The Hawks are on top by 1. And they hang on in these last 9 minutes. Or will the Wild answer? The Hawks 3-on answer to start this game with 3-on answer to their own. Hawks with a face-off, but Bedard controls the puck. Dumps it down. Bedard had getting another point since his injury. He has 5 points now in the 9 games he's played since returning from injury. There's a dump into the Minnesota zone. 8:42 to play in this game. Minnesota and Chicago have both had their chances in this period. There's a shot that misses the net, but Knight covers up with 8:34 to play in the period. I don't believe that's gonna be a shot on goal. Just deflected back to Knight. Uh, 23 shots on goal to 18 in favor of Chicago. And really, both teams have struggled to get shots on net. Oh, good stick there from Vlasic, avoiding the potential puck on net. Wild puck gets kicked out of the zone by a Wild defenseman. 8:20 to play in this game. Wild trying to threaten here. Still in their own zone, and they get it out. Middleton will send it ahead. Get into the Hawks zone. Hawks again playing good defense. Both teams only have 3 shots in the period. Puck gets back out of the Hawks zone, but it gets back in. Puck gets deflected, and will stay in. Still in. Now gets taken out. Dickinson. And a nice pass deflection there as the puck gets sent back into the Wild zone. Hawks have 8 shot attempts in the period. Wild only have 7. Here's Knight. Needs to get back into the net. Almost a near issue there for the Hawks. Here's Bedard. But the puck gets it into the Wild zone. Bedard will set a nice check. Not going to see that a lot. Bedard goes down. Bedard board battle there. He wins it. Sends it back behind the boards to Nazar. Nazar to Teravainen. Teravainen back to Murphy. Murphy. Cross-ice pass to Bedard. Trying to do something with it. Turns it over. Under 7 minutes to play here in the game. Punk gets sent around. Pass up ahead. Here's Foligno. Voids check. Sends it back into the Wild zone. Sends a hard check on Trennan. Shannon flips it into the Wild zone. Oh, that was a dangerous pass by Wallstead. Hawks couldn't get it. Take advantage of it, though. Another nice check by Foligno. Hawks able to keep the puck into the zone. Wild initially wanted it off the netting. No call. Wild with possession of the puck, though. Here they come. Pass misses a man. No icing. I believe it went off of a Hawk stick. Pass off the boards up to center ice. And the Wild get possession of the puck there as we approach the 6-minute mark to play here in this game. 1 goal in the period for Minnesota. Hawks have not scored since early in the second period. And Alvin Moore turns it over. And there's going to be another penalty on Minnesota. 4th penalty now for the Hawks, and that'll be a big one. That's going to kill off another 2 minutes in this game. It's going to be on slashing. Hawks need to capitalize on this power play. Hawks really need to capitalize on it. 5:49 to play in this game. Hawks on the power play. When we return, you're listening to the Blackhawks hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back to Shy Sports Live. The face-off after the penalty is won by Minnesota. Boldy gets called for slashing, and the Hawks 0 for 3 on the power play tonight with 3 shots on goal. Will have another chance to crack the scoreboard. They're now 0 for 20 in their last 7 games. Dar goes down, somehow keeps the puck in the zone, and they dumps it into the corner. Centering pass, Bedard now. Bedard has an assist tonight. Here is Teravainen, send it back to the point. There's more. Grizzly shot, misses the net. Bertuzzi tried to backhand at home, also got a piece of it. Wild, by the way, did get credit on an earlier shot on goal, so they have 19 now. It's their 4th shot on goal in the period. The Hawks only have 3. So we approach the minute mark to play on this power play. More and the puck gets sent back out. Hawks just not looking good at all in this power play. That could be a credit to good defense, and it gets sent back around into the Hawks zone with 44 seconds to play on the power play. 4:30 to play in this game. Hawks need to get some momentum here. A goal would be really big, and Burakovsky almost turns it over. The Hawks have to reset with 28 seconds to play on the power play. Wild just playing really good. There's a turnover there. Lashunov shot blocked away from Wallstedt. That's a 4th shot on the power play for the Hawks combined. Lashunov again. Here's Nazar. Foligno back to Nazar. 6 on the power play. Foligno tries to backhand on Wallstedt. Another shot on goal. Penalty is over. Centering pass. Burakovsky. Donato sent it down low to Foligno. Hawks are changing a couple of their players. Centering pass. Almost got all the way through. Here's Burakovsky. Back in front. Donato shots blocked out in front. Lashunov keeping possession of the puck. For the Hawks. Hawks actually registered a 2nd shot on goal on that power play, so they have 5 shots on goal on the power play. Wild fans really wanted a call right now, and the Hawks are not getting it. Here's a stretch pass. Dickinson wrist shot just blocked on the point of release. 3:05 to play in this game. Crevier. Pass down low. Here's Slager. Slager back to the point. Crevier. Send it back around the boards. Oh, Slager got hit hard in the slot. No, I don't think any referee saw it. Dickinson backhander. Trying to put it on net. No, the puck gets deflected wide. 2:42 to play in this game. Hawks really trying to play in there. It's going to be a high stick, I believe, on Minnesota. There is no call being made, though. That's surprising. Looked like a Hawk player got a stick up high, and there's 2:30 to play. Hawks definitely got a break there. 2:20 to play in this game. Wild fans chanting, refs, you suck. I have to admit that was definitely a warranted penalty. 2:08 to play. Boldy. Shot. Save the 2nd chance and the Wild score. 2:01 to play. Might be some playground justice. And the Wild have made it a 3-3 game. They've had 3 unanswered goals as Jared Spurgeon punched it home. We'll see if the Hawks look at a potential offside call there. And again, it's another goal that Knight gave up where he did not know where the puck went after it got through. He wasn't even paying attention, and Bedard was the closest Hawk that knew where the puck was, and Spurgeon, the captain, taps it home. And Blashill's not going to challenge. 2:01 to play. Wild should have been on the power play. They don't get the penalty call, but they do it the hard way, and they tie it up at 3. We might be looking at another overtime here, or if someone scores in the last 2:01, we'll see if that also happens. Wild win the face-off. And a pretty bad collapse for the Hawks. They've had their chances, but 0 for 4 on the power play. Spurgeon with his 5th goal. Eriksson Ek and Boldy got assists. Here come the Wild. Puck is deflected out of his zone. And again, that should have been a penalty on the Hawks, but there was no call there. And they're going to call an offside with 1:38 to play in the period, or in the game. So 1:38, 27 shots on goal for the Hawks, 2 on 21 for the Wild. Hawks win the face-off. Bertuzzi, and he loses it. Here's Boldy. Boldy, backhand center, does not get to a Wild player. 1:25 to play. Here's Vlasic. Vlasic. Gonna have a board battle here. 1:12 to play in this game. Still a board battle. Whoops, not start the clock. Apologies about 1:05 to play here in this game. $55 seconds to play. 50 seconds to play now. 44 seconds to play. Hawks with possession of the puck. Flipped into the Wild zone. Nazar. Back to the point. Kaiser, Murphy. Waiting. Now we'll just send it behind the net. I'm trying to push it on net. Whisper will also a cover with 29 seconds left to play. Hawks definitely a little tired out there. 29.5 officially on the clock. Nazar, big face-off here. Hawks lose it. Wild win the face-off. Wild have all the momentum. 22 seconds left. Bertuzzi trying to battle. Gets into the zone. Pass gets dumped back in. 13 seconds left in the period. See if the Wild are content with taking this to overtime. They're going to make one last push. Dumped around, 2 seconds, 1, and that is going to end this period. After the Hawks struck for 3 goals in the first period and a few minutes into the second period, the Wild have answered back with 3 of their own. We'll take a quick break as we get set for overtime, for the overtime period, the 3-on-3 period. Hawks and Wild tied at 3. You're listening to Blackhawks Hockey on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back to Shy Sports Live. We are heading to overtime this season. The Wild in overtime are 10-10. The Blackhawks are 5-8 in overtime. And for the Hawks, just not a good end to regulation. Giving up a goal with 2:01 left in the game, but And all can go out the window with a successful overtime period. 3-on-3 for next goal wins. If we stay even after 5 minutes of play, we'll head to a shootout. Last time we had a broadcast on Chester Live for the Hawks, they won in overtime. That was a long time ago when they played the Ducks in like the 5th game of the season or whatever it was. Nazar, Bedard, and Vlasic on the ice for the Hawks. And the faceoff is tied up, and the Wild take it there. Hughes will reset. And Hawks 5-8 in games decided after regulation. They have eight overtime and shootout losses. Wild getting into the Hawks zone. Wrist shot saved by Knight. He'll cover with 4:33 to play. Upcoming schedule for the Hawks, they'll have a back-to-back games. They'll be on the road at Pittsburgh. That's a 6 p.m. start time on Thursday. Then they'll be back home against the Blue Jackets 7:30 Friday night. And next week they'll be playing against the Sharks. A lot of interesting games coming up for the Hawks. Maybe some ones that they could hopefully win. Hawks won the face-off. Vlasic will take it. Send it to Dickinson. Dickinson back to Vlasic. 4:20 to play in this game. Or in this overtime period. Vlasic will dump it back to Burakovsky. And the Hawks? I don't know. The Hawks should have been called for too many men, and the referees are just not seeing it. Last time the referees missed a high stick call, the Wild scored and tied it up at 3. Here's Hughes. It was an integral part of that second goal. Johansson, a nice reach there from Vlasic to poke a puck off of him. No reset in center ice. Stretch pass is going to be a 2-on-1 for the Wild. Chance shot saved by Knight. Good shot there. A good save there for Spencer Knight. 3:25 to play in the overtime period. Hughes making a man miss. There's a one-timer slap shot. Net is off. The net was off the moorings. See, that's going to be a penalty on Knight. Yeah, the puck definitely, or the net definitely came off. The collision right there. So 3:18 to play in this game. Big face-off here for the Hawks. It's tied up. Burakovsky comes away with it, and they'll give it to Kaiser. Kaiser, he loses possession of the puck. He just did not really make an effort to try and get the possession there. 3 minutes to play here in this game, in this overtime period. And Faber again struggling to get these passes, turns it over. Here come the Hawks. They'll reset. Anna Bedard is back into the game. It's a nice little move, and it's gonna be a potential 3-on-2. And the Hawks will reset though. Get a couple guys onto the ice. Nazar and Kaiser are on the ice now. That's going to be offsides. 2:31 to play in this overtime period. That could have been a penalty on Nazar. Interference, 2:31 to play in this overtime period. Nazar loses the face-off cleanly. Wild win it. 2:25 to go in this overtime period. There's Senko, drop pass to Moldy. Moldy over the ice, has a man, shoots it, goes wide of the net. I don't know what the Hawks were doing there, but they decided not to defend him. Knight will get the puck to Vlasic. Vlasic, man falls down, so does Vlasic. And a penalty is going to be called here on Minnesota. Another penalty on Minnesota. Vlasic went down. It's going to be a tripping penalty. That's the 5th penalty on Minnesota, and another one on Boldy. He went down, and then Vlasic goes down. It's definitely a penalty. And I'll see what the Hawks can do here with 1:56 left. See if they can win this game in overtime. Hawks have taken their timeout now. This is a big power play. Hawks have 5 shots on goal, I believe, on their 4 power plays they've had today. That's a little over 1 shot per power play. So they have not been successful in the power play at all tonight. They really haven't had any good looks either. So Bedard, Bertuzzi, Nazar, and Teravainen are the players on the ice for the Hawks for this power play. Hawks win a face-off. Bedard has it. Could have taken a shot. He waits. Bedard. Hawks don't have to retouch anymore. They don't want to. Here's Nazar's shot saved by Wallstead on the one-timer. Wild get the puck. Oh, what a nice glove there from Nazar. Wrist shot saved by Wallstead with the glove. And the Wild dump it down into the Hawks zone. What a couple saves from Nazar. There's 1:30 left on the power play, but more importantly, there's 1:22 left in the overtime period. Nazar at the top. Here's Teravainen. Bedard. Looking. Bedard. Down low, Bertuzzi only had. He lost possession of the puck. Gets it back, so to the head to Teravainen. Teravainen, wrist shot, does not get all the way through, and it gets deflected. Out of play. 1:02 to go in the period. One-timer, Nazar, a little too far out to get a successful shot there. Could have been a cross-check on Nazar there. Hawks are getting away with a lot of penalties in this overtime period right now. Now the officials are going to huddle up. Unsure what exactly they're talking about right now. Really unsure what the call is there. They're cleaning up something on the ice. I believe they're cleaning up some blood on the ice. So 1:02 to go in this overtime period. And the Hawks are going to have the power play to end the overtime period. Unless neither team scores before the expiration. The Hawks can't get too aggressive here and overplay something, and then Minnesota has a breakaway the other way. Yep. Yeah, okay, so Brock Faber is the man that has blood. I believe it's a bloody nose. I wonder Unsure what exactly happened. It's getting attended to. Wonder if it was maybe a puck hit him up high or maybe a skate. I don't know. I'm unsure what happened. Or it just started leaking during the play. One to play. Ready for hockey again. Face off is tapped and briefly won by the Hawks. It'll get dumped out by Joel Eriksson. Spencer Knight will retrieve with 53 seconds to go in the overtime period. Hawks have 29 shots on goal in this game. Here's Teravainen. Drops it back to Bedard. Stays on sides. Bedard shot gloved by Wallstead and he'll cover with 41 seconds to play. The Hawks have hit their 30th shot on goal in the game. Bedard made a nice little play and he just decided to say, I'll just take it myself. Wallstead was right there. Cut off the angle and able to glove it. Bedard's still out there. Foligno in for the draw. It is won by the Hawks. Here's Bedard. Rain takes a shot. Save. Nazar shoots it one high. There is initial space on that first shot. On the first opportunity for Nazar, he couldn't shoot it right away, though, because he didn't have the puck correct line of stick. Bedard pulls it back, shoots and misses it. And Bedard's stick broke. And along with his stick breaking, Wallsted's stick went out of his hand. Unsure exactly how that got out of his hand. Yeah, Nazar had to do a between the leg shot. That might have actually gone in if it didn't hit the stick of Wallstead. 18.6 seconds left. Bedard with a new piece of wood. Wild won the face-off. Hawks pinching, though. Nazar. A nice move. Tries to center it, Bedard. Not able to get it now. 7 seconds. A slap shot goes wide of the net. This one will go all the way around. 3, 2, 1. And we are going to have to go to a shootout. Hawks again unable to capitalize on a power play. We're going to finish the game 0 for 5. And we are going to go to a shootout between these two teams. The Hawks are 3 and 4 on shootouts this season. The Wild are 3 and 3. So Hawks, remember it's for the first 3 rounds it's a best of 3. The first 3, and then after that, it's back and forth. If the Hawks shoot first, they don't score. That gives Minnesota an advantage. If Minnesota shoots first and don't score, then we'll get the Hawks an advantage. Because both teams are going to get their shootout lineups ready. So both teams similar in the shootout records. Hawks have an extra loss. That shootout loss to Tampa was their last shootout game they had. So we'll see how Spencer Knight and Jesper Wallstead play these shootouts. We'll see how the Hawks and Wild play this shootout. Arena music playing Sirius's Alan Parsons project. It's Matt Zuccarello. Looks like he's going to be going first for Minnesota. It's a big shot here. If he misses it, Hawks had the advantage. Zuccarello will take it slowly into the blue line. Zuccarello still slowly backhands it, goes wide. Knight bit early, but Zuccarello unable to score. Hawks had the early advantage. They scored, and it's going to put the pressure on Minnesota. Frankie Nazar going to shoot it, going to take the first shot for the Hawks. Comes in from the right. Picks him in. Oh, got it between the legs. Wallstedt was beat, but it missed the net. Both teams go 0 for 1 in the first round of the shootout. Excellent move there from Nazar and just couldn't squeak it into the net. And it's been that type of night for the Hawks, it seems, with their shots. Kirill Kaprizov will take the next shot for the Wild. Again going in on the left. Now he switches, goes in on the right. Goes to the center now. Shoots it, scores. So Minnesota has the 1-0 advantage in the round 2. Beats Knight on the blocker side. Reset the score there once we get to it. Connor Bedard. Big shot here if he scores. Round 3 will be a lot less heart thumping. Bedard. And he loses possession of the puck. So if the Wild score, they win. If the Hawks, or if Knight's able to stop it, Hawks will get a chance to score. In my opinion, if you're Bedard, just try and take the shot. Don't do a lot of stick handling. Boldy with a chance to win it for Minnesota. It was wide right, coming in. And stopped by Knight. Hawks will have a chance to score to send it to extras. Boldy never really got a shot off either. Good stick there from Knight. Can the Hawks score and extend this game, or will we end it at 3? Donato, the next man. Going on the right, has to score to extend it. Shoots it, saved by Wallstedt, and the Minnesota Wild have won in a shootout. Hawks only get two shot attempts on net on the shootout. Really, actually one went on net as Nazar's shot did not hit the net. So the Hawks, another loss. They fall to 3-5 in shootouts, and that is going to be final. As the Hawks in a shootout lose at 4-3. Minnesota Wild advance another win. They'll move to 30, 14, and 10. The Hawks will drop to 21, 23, and 9. Hawks do get a point, but do not win it. We'll be back in about 2 minutes to wrap it up with the postgame show. Once again, Wild win it in a shootout and win it 4-3. Welcome back here to Shy Sports Live as we wrap up the overtime, or the post-game show. Hawks losing the shootout to Minnesota 4-3. They went 0 for 3 in the shootout, registering only one shot on net in the shootout. As Frank Nazar's first shot, he beat Wallstedt, but he missed the net. Connor Bedard did not get a shot off. Puck went off of his stick after trying to stick handle too much, and then Ryan Donato's shot went straight into Wallstedt's pad to save it and clinch a win for Minnesota, who moved to 30-14-10. Hawks dropped to 21-23-9. Hawks get their 51st point of the season, but another game where they could have won in regulation that they've lost, and another game where the Hawks just kind of fell apart, dominated overtime period but didn't score, and some bounces did not go their way. Also, we're kind of gifted a few non-calls from the officials because Hawks definitely should have been called for at least one or two penalties in that final 3 minutes against Minnesota. And honestly, 20 seconds after one that they should have been called for high sticking. Minnesota ended up tying the game up on Captain Jared Spurgeon's goal there. But let's take a look at some individual stats. First for the Hawks, Connor Bedard, 1 assist, but finished as a -1 at 8 shots on goal. Bertuzzi finished at an even 0, 1 hit. Bedard had 2 hits, that's interesting. Andrei Burakovsky, -1, 1 shot. Jason Dickinson, an assist, will finish as a +1. Donato had a goal, finished as a +1. Foligno finished as a +1. Green finished as a -1. Mikheyev had a goal, finishes at a +1. Oliver Moore finished as a -1. Frank Nazar continuing to really struggle since the early hot start. No points. Finishes at a +0. Landon Slager finished at a +1. Teva Teravina had a goal, but finished at a -1. That completes the forwards. For the defenseman, Louis Crevier, 1 assist +2. Matt Grzelcyk, no goals, no assists, +0. Wyatt Kaiser finished as a -2. Artyom Leshunov, -1. Connor Murphy, -1. And Alex Vlasic, 1 assist +2. Our player of the game today, honestly, is going to go to Louis Crevier, +2. Had an assist, didn't score a goal, but really he played the best out of any players for the Hawks today. Spencer Knight, 20 of 23, 8.7 save percentage. So, struggled a bit there towards the end after getting up 3 unanswered goals. For the Minnesota Wild, for their forwards, Boldy, 1 assist +2. Joel Eriksson-Ek, 1 goal, 1 assist, so +2. Marcus Foligno, nothing. Ryan Hartman, a -1. Vinny Hinostroza, a +1. Johansson, an assist, a +1. Kirill Kaprizov, a -1. Sturm, a +1. Tarasenko, a -1. Trennan, a goal, +1. Yurov, a -2. And Zuccarello, a -2. Brock Faber, a -2. Quinn Hughes, an assist, -2. Hunt with an assist, +1. Juracek, +1. Middleton, +1. And Spurgeon, a goal, +1. Our player of the game for the Minnesota Wild side will be Joel Eriksson-Ek, having a 2.9, a goal, and assist, finish as a +2. And Jesper Wallstedt, 29 of 32, 906 save percentage, had a good game. Scoring-wise, Teravina, a minute 19 seconds into this game, scored a goal assisted by Connor Bedard, his 29th assist of the season. Louis Crevier got his 11th assist of the season. And then 14 minutes later, Ryan Donato got his 11th on a goal of the season, which was unassisted. In the second period, a little under 6 minutes into the period, Ilya Mikheyev got his 10th goal of the season. Vlasic got his 11th assist of the season. Jason Dickinson got his 5th. And then Trennan, 12:33 minutes into the second period, got his 4th goal. Hunt got his 4th assist. And then in the third period is when it fell apart for the Hawks. Under 4 minutes into the third period, Joel Eriksson-Ek got his 13th goal of the season. Marcus Johansson got his 22nd assist of the season. And Quinn Hughes got his 45th assist of the season. And then 2:01 to play in the game. Jared Spurgeon, the captain, gets his 5th goal of the game. Joel Eriksson-Ek gets his 22nd assist of the season, and Boldy gets his 26th. In the shootout, Matt Zuccarello and Frank Nazar both missed their first shots. Kirill Kaprizov, the only shootout goal of the game, or the only shootout goal between the two teams, Connor Bedard did not get a shot off. Matt Boldy got his shot saved by Spencer Knight, and Ryan Donato got his shot saved by Jesper Wright to win it there. So the team stats for both teams: shots, 32 shots on goal for the Hawks, 23 for the Wild. Hits, 10 for Chicago, 21 for Minnesota. Faceoffs, 1. Hawks were 38. Had 38. The Wild had 27. So the Hawks won the faceoffs. Power play opportunities, 5 for Chicago, 1 for Minnesota. Hawks went 0 for 5 today. And unfortunately, they only had 6 shots on goal, I believe, on their power plays. No shorthanded goals. 10 penalty minutes for Minnesota in this game, 2 for Chicago. 15 block shots for Minnesota, 5 for Chicago. 6 takeaways for Chicago, 3 for Minnesota. One of those takeaways for Chicago was the key goal to make it 3-1 at the time. Giveaways, both teams had 14 giveaways apiece. Well, that's going to about do it for this game. Tonight, once again, the Hawks lose at 4-3 in a shootout. Our next broadcast, we'll see when that might be. It might be tomorrow against the Pacers. Well, the Bulls play the Pacers tomorrow night at 6 p.m. in Indiana. So we'll see if I'm able to broadcast that game. Well, that being said, for a final time, the Blackhawks lose it in the shootout to the Minnesota Wild. Thank you for listening. This has been a presentation of Shy Sports Live.